Welcome to the Ceta Sector, a huge 20-sided object.
I'm hearing whispers.
Would you like me to grab it?
Do you think it talks?
We're hereby placed under arrest.
I start firing my blaster.
A lot of people have died in this spaceport. Don't make us add you to that list.
You've been chosen by the Eye. You shouldn't feel any sort of shame.
It's other people.
Deathblade's dead.
A spider drone.
And then it just
Yeah, right into his forehead.
Rip Grinner.
The Sun Skippers are holding a race.
Towards the sun, and I'm just like,
That's
gonna, like,
away
finger
from the
guns
race.
and like that, like
Boarding clamps
Oh, no.
cutting through the Scarab's hull into your ship.
I just start firing again.
We're all gonna die.
Jaina Havocan, a long blade of what looks like hard light.
No!
And I kind of want to like rip the blade out of her hands.
Targeting system recalibrated.
And Jaina is sucked out into the void.
Oh, I can tell you right now, I know for a fact that I am invincible.
Jaina Havocan, Katin Tempest, Petra Vale. The Furies will not stop coming after you.
I'm pretty sure we can handle pretty much anything at this point.
They're after that weird rock that we picked up.
Well, we gotta get this rock into the sun.
The chosen one is supposed to take me there.
Derelict Delvers.
There won't be ghosts, right?
No, ghosts aren't real.
All of my memory scans are on the ship.
You discover hidden data. A star map leading to an abandoned part of the Ceta sector, a key to a jump gate that's been dormant for decades. In order to get the artifact to its home star, you will have to activate the dormant jump gate where the space whales breed and go into the Whalestrom.
There it is. We got there.
Hello, travelers, and welcome back to the Jester's Space Court. I am your Galaxy Master, Jonas Tintenseher, and joining me today, as always, we have Sky Swanson.
A rock flying into the sun. Time to lock and load our guns. Was it a mistake to join this crew? Doesn't matter. We got a warp gate to get through. It's Jane Dexheart.
Ooh,
I like
we had a double rhyme scheme.
Oh, yeah.
We have Rachel Kordell.
It's about time we get to this point. It's Taloo Devuna. Yeah, right? We're getting there?
Yeah.
Right? Right, guys?
Yeah, Jonas.
Today?
It's about time for an ending.
We're going to put that rock
You know,
into that sun.
We have Casey Reardon.
The space hick who thinks spinning is a neat trick. It's Pappy.
I'll try spinning, though. That's a neat trick.
That was great, Casey.
We have Seth Coveyou.
Seth, my name is High Mineral Playing Badass Chaag, whose name Soul is.
Oh, no.
All right.
I think I just had a stroke.
So, zoinks.
It's better. No, it's better than when I say Chaag the Mineral Badass, and there's this pause where people are like expecting something, and I feel bad every time because I feel like I underdeliver.
You've got
No, never.
less consistent as the series has gone on. Like,
Yeah.
you're
You
losing
really
your
hit the
mind.
bottle hard.
Yeah. Well, because he's just trying to embody the concept of erosion as a rock. Yeah.
Oh,
Get
okay,
it, yeah.
Very thoughtful.
Burning up an atmosphere.
We have Andrew Frost.
Welcome back. I'm Melvin, and I'm so glad you could join us here today for the 9th installment of our smuggling series. If this is your first time with us, I hope we're able to show you a few tips and tricks to elevating your own smuggling at home. Today, we'll be implementing some very interesting techniques to journey into the Whalestrom. You're going to need some Chaag Red, Taloo Blue, Pappy Orange, some Silver Tongue Jane, Eye Gold, and a touch of Titanium White. Let's get started.
So I kept replacing smuggling with snuggling. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
It's going to be a little painful when you snuggle a
That is
robot.
so
man. He's down.
great.
Why is Pappy orange?
Because you have an orange shirt on.
That was great. I had the biggest smile on my face during that entire intro. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Anytime. We're leaning into the Rob Boss.
Rob Boss. Yeah.
the Rob
Boss,
Boss.
And returning to the show to play the artifact, special guest Chris Dane.
Wait, what?
What?
No way.
No, I just wanted to prank you
Oh my
guys
God.
last episode.
I was like genuinely ready for it.
Chris listens to this show, so like for a moment they might even be like, "What? They stayed and they didn't get me."
I back up. Yeah. Oh my God. What if we got someone else to play Chris Dane? To play the
Someone
Rock?
get Jake on the line.
We've got your evil twin brother, Driss Kane, to come on the show.
He's going to be very disappointed that you didn't ask.
He's tall and loves
Jonas,
Star Trek.
You bring them onto the show in the first 30 seconds. We hurl the rocket to the sun.
Right.
Took care of that.
That would have been amazing.
When we last left off, the crew of the Scarab, having recovered a mysterious 20-sided artifact from the apocalyptic planet of Godsbin and chased through the Ceta sector by the armor-clad Furies in their stealth black Corvettes, have finally, after weeks of chase and screaming about the sun...
Excuse me, I wasn't screaming. I was just expressing it aggressively.
aggressive expression about the sun. They have finally discovered the keys they need to unlock the secrets of this artifact hidden in a disguised medical droid that they picked up from an abandoned freighter. The data in this droid's head has pointed them to the fourth system in the Ceta sector, Horizon, where they will travel to the abandoned dormant jump gate where the space whales breed and go into the Whalestrom.
Stinger.
Woo.
I'm so excited.
And you guys have just come off of your downtime after the Derelict Delver's job. Now, the show wasn't live, but, production cycles are pretty short in this space age. And doing a show has pretty much skyrocketed your guys' notoriety.
Oh, no.
Especially given that the final cut of the episode includes Melvin sacrificing his former self and Jane murdering a rabid volley. So there is a class of exposure in Scum and Villainy for Heat that is wild, devastating exposure. I'm not going to give you that because it wasn't live. We're going to put instead 3 Heat in the Mara sector where you guys recorded and 1 Heat in every other sector because everyone now knows your faces.
I was really ready for just the wild heat.
Well, the good news is it wouldn't matter either way because we are headed to Horizon. Now, we haven't been to Horizon before, but the Ceta sector is this kind of backwater collection of systems where no one really goes on purpose. Governor Catavan is trying to bring civilization to the stars here, starting with the Reiko system. But Horizon is the system within the Cedar sector where no one goes at all. It is a complicated mess of debris and broken planets from collected mining attempts, ancient precursor technology gone wrong. There are a number of black holes that are orbiting the star Horizon, which itself is a white dwarf. You guys travel to Horizon through the Fade Horizon Warp Gate and are feeling pretty good. You've upgraded your ship once again, installed some energy shielding on the outside, which should hopefully hold this thing together as you travel to Whale Gulch by the dormant jump gate. I want to throw back to the start of this series. Everyone is somewhere on the ship. I want to see these little vignettes as you guys are prepping yourself for this, what is clearly going to be a difficult challenge getting to the jump gate, as you will have to run the black hole gauntlet in the first place. And who knows what awaits you on the other side. So let's just go like we did in the first episode. Let's go front to back of ship. Pappy, what is on Pappy's mind?
Yeah, so I guess Pappy is just he's not really sure what to expect in the Horizon system. He's never really been there before. He's traveled around a lot back when he was, mining asteroids and everything. And even when he was, just a pilot for hire. But this is kind of new and intriguing to him to go to a place where he hasn't been before. Mm-hmm. And he's a little curious because he hasn't really seen very many space whales in general. So I think he's probably a little excited about that as well.
The giant jump gate ring powers on, the Scarab jumps through, and as you come out the other side, the first thing you guys see is a pod of space whales drifting by the jump gate. The space whales keen and sing their mystical song. Thank you, Seth.
You guys ever want to try one? They're fun.
Yeah, everyone give me a whale song. Yeah. There you go. That mystically transports through the vacuum of space to rumble through.
Like the series.
To rumble through the ship's hull.
That one was a little weird. All right. You go, Joe. Sorry.
The jump gate opens inside the Miranda belt, which is this kind of like the Kuiper belt, this cloud of just lots of debris and asteroids through the center of the system. You pop out in orbit around Horizon, this dying star. Pappy, you fly us out toward the edge of the system, closer to Whale Gulch, and pass through the orbit of Slate, which is one of the planets in the Horizon system, which is kind of stretching the definition of planet in that it is really just an old collection of asteroids that have not yet formed a planet. It's sort of like a protoplanet in that way. As you guys are headed to Whale Gulch, you see Slate on your sensors, this, the largest collection of asteroids in one place that you've ever seen. What do you think of that?
I think Pappy kind of takes a moment seeing them all congregated there. And Pappy hasn't really thought about the eye or asteroids since the race at all, really. He's been thinking, I'm invincible, I don't need to worry about it. But seeing them all there, he just gets this ping of guilt about destroying that one asteroid in the race itself. And seeing all of the asteroids as we're slowly passing by, they're all sort of just kind of rotating in their own little gravitational fields, and it just feels to him like all of them are turning, watching the ship as we go by. And he just kind of gulps.
Absolutely.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool to see like the asteroid turning? There was this big blinking eye on it, and then it kept turning. Oh, all at the same time. That's creepy.
Thank you for that horrifying image.
That would be neat, though.
Jane, as the Scarab is sailing on its way to Whale Gulch. Now, the jump gate itself, the dormant jump gate, is also in orbit around Horizon, so it'll take some finding to track it down. Jane's been kind of skeptical about this artifact the whole time, has just been trying to get rid of it mostly. So as you guys are preparing to do what it wants, What is Jane's thought process? Is she talking? Is she calling any of her contacts? Is she just writing it out?
I think
Probably
at this
drinking?
point, Jane doesn't think there's any point in talking to any contacts. This is so wild and crazy. And I like to think, Jane is still kind of pulling the Han Solo, very skeptical of the eye, very skeptical that the rock is even speaking or doing anything. But the hard evidence, like there was a code on that robot, they are at a gate, that's real to her. And she's definitely trying to figure out the angle of how the hell this can make them money. In all honesty, I think Jane is down there. Where would the artifact be on the ship right now?
It's in your vault still.
I think Jane would be either outside of the vault or in like the doorway of the vault. And I don't want to put any words or narrative into Taloo and Rachel here, but would you be with the artifact, do you think?
I absolutely am.
Yeah, then I don't know if Jane is directly interacting with either of them, but it's just kind of watching, still skeptical, because Taloo's the only one who can hear the artifact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what Jane's doing. Jane is just kind of observing that and then checking that her blaster has ammo in it, basically.
So, Taloo, you're kind of hanging out. Are you like meditating with the artifact, or?
So what's going on depends on one thing entirely. I am either still dealing with the psychic block or not. And so this is going to be a choose your own adventure for you, Jonas, as I have two things that could possibly be happening.
She still feels this kind of mental block in her way.
Okay, we've picked option B. So one thing that has been minorly explored has been Taloo's ruptured or fractured connection with her, attunement to the eye. And when she lost this connection or experienced this blind spot, she hasn't really expressed to anyone that she is not connected to it. So she's experiencing this all internally. Mm-hmm. And she's kind of pleading for it to come back. she's pleading to the artifact to hear it again because she wants to connect and apologize for what she learned with the sword hurting it by simply being in proximity of it being activated. She wants to express what she's learned. She wants all of that back. And it's kind of without any reflection that this is happening. And it's like she's not even realizing that she wants it but so bad. It's just kind of a very natural thing. And it's kind of a connection to that whole thing in the beginning. The whole part of her hating this ability was because of the sense of purpose that these people who gained this ability or, came into it suddenly felt like they had. Now she feels like she has this sense of purpose and she is experiencing it and wants it back.
So Jane is in the doorway, kind of idly checking her communicator and observing. What is your physicality? Are you like sitting on the floor? Are you sitting on the artifact
Just kneeling
crate?
in front of it. Just
kneeling in front of it?
Yeah, like looking at it. Not expressing outwardly any stress, internalizing everything.
So Jane, you don't see anything happen except that Taloo kind of slumps forward a little bit.
The only thing that maybe Jane would notice is a sigh of relief then. As it happens.
And Taloo, you are drawn down into this stellar void, kind of in the middle of nowhere. There are stars and nebula in every direction, and this weird misty fog kind of rolling through as you're standing on a flat plane in what looks like space. And there is no light for a second that you were expecting, like the last time, and then it shines again. You see the small little cutout star child glow into being from behind you and kind of yawn and go,
Hi.
And that's where, I almost want to say there's tears. I almost want to say there's, physical, okay. And then apology. I'm so sorry that I hurt you. I did not know. And it's just rambling, and you can cut in whenever.
The star child comes up and kind of takes your hand in theirs, and it feels so hot. It feels so hot that it should hurt, but it doesn't. And the child says,
It's okay. We're friends. I forgive you.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Are we
Thank
gonna
God.
go home?
Yes. Can you feel it?
It's close.
Yeah. We figured out where we have to go, so we're here, and everyone is on board with getting you to where you gotta go. So.
Okay, but I can't go without the chosen one.
Okay. Good to know. I willing it's one of us on the ship. Yeah. I mean, would you know? Would you be able to tell if they showed up, or no clue on who that might be? Did now give you any context, or
the figure kind of looks around and then just looks back at you and says,
I don't see anyone else around. Maybe it's you.
Oh. Oh. Well,
Still want to go to the sun?
that's a fair statement. And yeah. Okay.
I don't know who's supposed to do the choosing, but you're here and you're my friend, and I'm your friend, so I choose you.
Oh, that's very sweet. Okay. Sure.
What's your Pokemon type, Taloo?
Psychic.
Psychic.
Psychic dark.
I choose you, Taloo!
It rhymes.
All right. Sure. And just almost deadpan, kind of
So Jane, as Taloo is having this conversation, the only, other than the sigh of relief, the next thing you see is the necklace she has starts to rise up like it's caught in an anti-gravity field off of her neck, and then drops down as Taloo comes out of the psychic reverie.
All right.
with a and turns around and looks at Jane hello.
Before I continue, I just got to get into character. I forgot to do this.
Oh.
And then I also forgot to do it last week. So this is for last week. With double fisting, baby, it's the finale. Jane just kind of raises an eyebrow and is just like, "You good?"
She just kind of like stares like wide-eyed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am. I am blank blank. I am good.
So that was a lie. Jane has the ability. You always know when someone is lying to you.
Yeah, of course.
Jane
That is absolutely a lie.
I think Jane just simply says to you, "There's always time to turn off the path that you're walking. You know that."
And she just kind of like stares beyond Jane and is like, "Yeah."
Jane just nods her head and walks away. The end of, yeah. No, I like that.
Melvin? Where's Melvin on the ship as we approach Whale Gulch?
I'd imagine Melvin's over by the little makeshift med bay, just tinkering away at like other like emergency first aid kits and basically just getting a pile of first aid supplies ready because he does not have a good feeling about anything that's going to happen.
Sure. Orchid has taken to kind of helping you out in the med bay. She still hasn't left the ship because you guys haven't like touched down anywhere long enough for her to make a good exit. So she's still around. Plus now she needs support to get used to her new legs. So she's kind of helping you. Those little bifurcated arms come off of her arm blades, and she's helping you organize stuff. She's not much of a doctor, but she is at least can follow directions.
The effort's very much appreciated. Thank you, Orchid.
Yeah, can I ask, are you guys planning to fly into the black holes?
Not to my knowledge. I believe that would be up to Pappy. But,
And you trust him with your piloting?
Well, he hasn't strayed too far from the path so far. I will say that, he has been showing some slightly concerning signs and delusions of immortality. But I think that he realizes that we are not the same way. And he would kind of take that into consideration.
Yeah, I hope so. Okay. What is Melvin like thinking or feeling in this moment? Just purely on who knows what could be on the other side of that gate? Who knows what could happen here?
Well, Melvin definitely has an idea that this is what has to be done. A, to keep Taloo sane, and B, to get this situation away from the Scarab with the Furies and all that. But at the same time, I think he's actually going to look over back to Orchid and be like,
I actually have a quick question for you, because I feel like we haven't talked too much about, well, what we got.
Okay, yes.
I mean, it was your Deathblade's right hand. Did she mention the Ahsokahedron?
Right? Was that the right one?
Icosahedron.
Hey, I was close enough. I'll give me.
No, Deathblade's... I don't know. Deathblade's got the tip from a source, did not share it with me, but name, I think... Veil, perhaps. Caught only a fragment of conversation, but got the tip about the thing on Godspin.
Huh.
Doesn't know what it was just the middle person.
With the knowledge that I have, the files on the
Night Fighters?
The Night Fighters, yes. Does the name Veil ring any memories of M16?
Not with the Night Fighters, but Jane did discover from her contacts that the 3 Furies active in the Ceta sector are Jaina Havocan, Katin Tempest, and Petra Veil.
Ah, gotcha. Oh boy.
They are bad news.
Huh.
Well, now I'm just confused, but all right.
So we could have avoided all this, couldn't we? That's unfortunate. Too late now.
And Chaag. Where's Chaag and what's Chaag thinking?
Yeah, so for Chaag's vignette, I think they'll be in the galley, and they've got a small bowl in which they are combining olive oil, balsamic vinegar,
I was thinking
Dijon
the
mustard,
same joke.
honey,
He's
maybe
making
a little salt and
vinaigrette.
pepper. I'm gonna keep garlic out of this just because I think balsamic's
Good
gonna
choice.
have enough.
Mhm.
And they're just mixing that together, and they're gonna put it on some super greens and I stole a fish from from the gorgeous
Oh,
accent.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is a balsamic vignette.
Yeah.
It's a balsamic vignette.
Beautiful.
As soon as you said it was in the galley, I'm like, that's a great place to have a vinaigrette. We were on the same wavelength.
Ave Maria or some
I was
sort
like,
of...
well, what is Chaag gonna do? Clean his weapon? I didn't really have
Yeah,
anything,
no,
so
yeah.
I'm just gonna go for the easy vinaigrette vignette. Stupid joke.
Yeah, very, very
I loved it.
Gotta get it
That
out.
happened
Gotta
once.
get it out.
Jane, as you leave the vault, you're walking through the galley when you get a notification on your communicator. So you and Chaag both hear this little boop, boop.
Yeah. I look at it and I say, "Oh, Chaag's making a vinaigrette. Interesting." I put it away.
All right.
And then I get another one. Oh, this is something more important.
You see a video, a hollow message from your fish friend, Mackie Wells.
Oh, no. I don't want to talk to Mackie. Mackie doesn't like me. Jay groans in the hallway and plays the video.
The video opens with Mackie turning on the hollow message and then dropping their communicator as they have been shot in the chest with a blaster bolt. And as the communicator drops to the floor, you can see the camera lens. The little port they have, which again, only a dozen docks or so, is burning. All of the docking bays have been blown up.
Oh.
And there's one black Corvette at the far end of the path that has landed, and you can see above more ships flying overhead. Mackie is kind of gurgling on the floor, dying, and then the last thing they say before a heavy black boot steps on their neck is, "And the video cuts out.
Oh,
Mackie unwell.
Mackie unwell.
Oh, no,
Mackie not
the
so
man
wells
just
anymore.
died.
Too soon, sorry.
Jeez,
no,
Louise.
because we gotta cut over to Jane in another hallway, just like, well, no more debt, at least.
Oh my god.
Great.
And then I think Jane just kind of slumps against a wall and is holding like her head in her hands there, just a bit overwhelmed by that video.
Yeah. We approach the black hole gauntlet that leads to Whale Gulch. We are going to make an engagement roll.
Ooh.
We've done pretty middling on these so far, so let's see how many dice we can crank out of this one. First, is the operation particularly bold or daring? Taking a dangerous artifact through a gauntlet of black holes into a dormant jump gate? Pretty bold and daring.
Yes.
Check that box.
Borderline stupid.
A little bit.
Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? You're lucky you got a warning from Mackie, because otherwise you would have lost dice on this one. And other elements to consider, we are going to take away 2 dice, which means we are back down to 1. Who would like to roll?
Oh.
I'll roll it.
No,
think I've
Casey,
rolled
I'm
it.
rolling. I already rolled it. I already
Okay.
rolled it.
Casey, you have rolled like the last 4 of them. You get to roll every engagement roll, Casey. We go back in the tapes, you've rolled all of them.
Me?
I think
A lot of
I think
them.
Melvin rolled one of them.
Nah, that doesn't sound right.
Well, it's great because every time it's just been, I'll do it, and just roll
in
immediately.
a panic state, I just tossed my die. I didn't even do the regular handy little warm up thing. I was just like, no, not Casey, and then I threw it. Like Casey stole the roll anyway because it's a 2.
Damn it, Seth.
A 2.
Casey's like, you're not fast enough, and he reached through. His soul entered my soul, and he went through my fingertips, and like, now it's
We're
a 2.
soul bonded.
Don't
now,
you
Seth.
just love
Yeah,
it
we are.
when the dice tell the story for you?
Don't you just love it?
No, not always.
We start this operation in a desperate position
Oh, beautiful.
as the black hole gauntlet comes up on your sensors. Pappy, you've run a lot of difficult space anomalies in your time. Everything from dangerous asteroid thickets, weird quasar pulses. This is a new one. The black holes at the edge of Horizon are numerous and smaller than a typical black hole you might think of, but the gravitational lensing around them is still enough to create what almost looks like this flower field in space of these huge black and gold circles as light is filtered through and caught in their event horizons. And somewhere in there is Whale Gulch, the dormant jump gate that also serves as the breeding ground for the space whales of the sector. So we are in a disparate position, which means you are immediately caught in the gravity of a black hole.
Oh, good.
Oh
Promising.
no.
So promising.
Everyone,
We're gonna
Beautiful.
die.
and I'm just going to give this warning right now, we are straying a little bit from the realm of science realism into science fantasy.
Hell
Everyone
yeah.
on the ship starts to feel themselves begin to stretch. Just
Ooh.
a little tiny bit as you are pulled toward the black hole's event horizon and spaghettification begins. What do you all do?
Good.
Pappy is jumping right on the wheel there and just boosting the thrusters to try and get us out of this gravity well.
Okay, do we want to hit our afterburners?
Yeah, I think so.
So this is a ship quality roll. This is just about can the engines get you out of there. So we're gonna take 2 dice on this. We're gonna take a 3rd die for hitting the afterburners, and
Yeah, I get potency on all piloting related rolls, but that's not an extra die. Or all speed related rolls. Speed.
Do we get a die
not
for panicking?
piloting.
this is die for panic. You can spend a gambit if you want. We got 2 gambits at the start of the job. Technically, this is a fortune roll because it's based on the engine quality, but I will give you the potency there because you've worked on this ship. You know this ship well.
We need to make it out of this alive.
Yeah, I agree. I say we spend a gambit.
I'm down for it.
So we're at desperate position standard effect with that potency and 4 dice.
4 dice. Do you think that's good enough? 4 dice?
For you, Casey, no.
Yeah, I mean, someone said it. But I believe in you.
I almost would have spent stress to give you assistance, but I'm hopeful that 4 will do it.
I'm pretty lacking in the available stress department, so I'm gonna hold off for now because it's the first roll of the session. So I'm gonna hope 4 dice is good enough.
I believe in you,
All right,
Casey. You got
let's
this.
see. Here we go. That's a 5.
Hey!
I'll take a 5. I rolled a 1,
Best
2,
Casey
3,
has
and a
rolled.
5.
Oh, goodness. No, that's too close.
You strain the Scarab's engines as hard as they will fire. We are going to put a point of damage into the Scarab's engines here.
Fair.
As the ship starts to spark and shudder and thrust, trying to pull out of the gravity well of this black hole. You put as much power, slam your big blue button, the ship rockets forward, and just as you escape,
activating the tractor beam?
You're pulling yourself out by
You
latching
can
on
drift
to
with
different.
it.
Yeah. And,
I just want to make
gonna
sure that
drift?
that's not the afterburner button is also not blue.
it's actually
Pappy's
They're
just
right next
colorblind.
to each
Pappy's just
other.
goes-
They're all blue.
Yeah, Pappy was banned from the Air Force.
Blue and yellow.
So
They're all
that's why he
blue?
can't pilot anymore.
rockets out. You start navigating. Now with a 5, we're going to kind of keep that roll as you continue navigating through the black holes. You are expertly weaving between the effects of their gravity wells. We have kind of a retro readout on the console that shows the plane of gravity and all these wells distorting space-time. And we just get this little beeping, it's like the light cycle race in Tron. We just get this little beeping dot of the Scarab weaving between all the giant pits of gravity.
Oh, awesome.
And you spot it. Whale Gulch.
Woo!
Giant broken jump gate. About as big as any of the others you've seen. Thousands or millions of years old, built by the precursors to transport to this star system that has apparently been abandoned since they vanished. There are thousands of whales around here, and you can see they kind of spawn in these little asteroids themselves that are also floating around the jump gate here. You know, they're not creating a huge obstacle to get to the jump gate themselves, but the fact that there are so many of them and you're not exactly sure how you're going to activate the jump gate yet is something of a, just this thicket of whales.
I think for just a moment after we get through all the black holes and kind of come out to where all the whales are, Pappy just sort of sits there in awe looking at all the whales and he's just, well, I'll be damned.
In your moment of wonder, something shifts in the shadows of the black holes outside the sensors.
Oh no.
And a black Corvette hiding behind the gravitational lensing sails out and creeps toward the Scarab.
But this is going to be okay, guys, because we went too close to so many black holes that we've actually gone 50 years into the future, and is a decrepit old woman.
You just see her on her ship with a cane bent over, just like, I'm gonna get those.
and a hook for a hand, and she's like, I'll get that goddamn
Oh
orchid.
my god.
Another Corvette.
Uh,
And a third Corvette.
We got company.
Oh no.
It's a little family reunion.
Can I get in my gunner seat?
Yeah, absolutely. Chaag, you slam into the gunner seat. Your newly installed kind of janky swivel turret that you've attached, quote unquote, to the hull.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to just start firing?
Heck yeah. I mean, this isn't going to go better if we don't fire, right?
Good perspective. Now, manning ship weapons is helm, typically.
Yar.
What's everyone else doing? Are you preparing for another fight? Are you on the comms? Are you just bracing for impact? What's going on?
I had a crazy idea.
Yeah,
Like a
okay.
wild idea. I decided to take the special ability Eye Shield.
Mm.
And I thought it'd be crazy. I don't know if this would even work, but I'm curious if our artifact friend can assist in strengthening eye abilities. Smile.
You may find that your powers are enhanced in this situation.
Like, can I block blaster bolts from ships?
Right. I'm going to say, let's see how Chaag does. You guys also have shields installed on your ship, which counts as armor for the ship.
Yes.
So you'll get to resist one for free. So let's see if
that's
we
one.
need it. Yeah, well, it depends on how long it takes you guys to open the jump gate.
That's true.
Yeah, how far away is the jump gate from us? Like, are we right up near it at this point when all the corvettes come up, or do we have a ways to go?
You are, in terms of space, a negligible distance away. Like,
okay.
It's going to be a tight race to get there, but it's pretty close, given the immensity of space. And the corvettes are on kind of the other side, about equidistant. So, like, you're both charging for it from opposite ends.
But they don't know how to open it.
That may be true. Chaag, what'd you get?
I have 1 point in helm.
Mm-hmm.
So I took 1 die there, and then I also pushed myself. So I took a second die. So I rolled 2 die, and my highest was a 3.
Oh, Chaag, as you get into your swivel turret, start firing, and the field here is full of whales. So you hit a couple whales.
Oh
no! If that happens again, I will walk.
I think Chaag, the way Chaag is, like, I don't have a clear shot. Hits 1 whale. Nah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not gonna.
Sure. You hit 1 whale, the pod starts to scatter, the herd kind of thins, which does clear out the piloting space a little bit, but the corvettes make distance. That opens up their firing lanes as well, and all 3 of them open fire on the Scarab. The Scarab is going to take 2 points of damage that you guys can spread out among your things. We can resist that. We can also resist it with armor.
Can I resist it?
If you want to do that instead of spending your shields, you can try.
I want to try. It's cool. I want to try.
It is cool. Here's what
I
I'm
like
going to
the
do.
idea.
I'm going to say that the artifact lets you do this, but I'm going to give you 1 less die with which to resist.
Okay.
Not something in the rules. I'm just playing it off the hook.
That's totally fair.
I like the way you phrased it, Jonas. I'm not going off the rules. I'm just cheating.
So remember that 2 number? Yeah.
No.
Is it the number 2?
It is the number 2.
Okay.
So you're going to take 4 stress.
I will.
But as these blaster bolts, these ship weaponry is coming in at the Scarab, you reach out to the artifact and you feel it connect with you. And for a brief moment in time, as you're trying to fire up your warp batteries and get the warp bubble going, this pulse of energy comes from the artifact and forms a barrier around the ship that looks like a giant 20-sided sphere.
Heck yeah.
The bolts bounce off, and then the barrier shatters and fades, but you have bought yourself a little bit more time. Melvin, Jane, Pappy, what are you guys doing?
I think over the comms, Pappy says, anybody know how to open this thing? We gotta get out of here fast.
I'll be there right soon.
Cue Melvin? Melvin has the knowledge, right? Or did we all
on my
kinda...
way.
Yeah.
All right.
And Melvin's gonna make his way to the front of the ship.
Okay, Melvin, you run to the front of the ship. Jane?
Jane's gonna get on the comms and ring up these ships.
Okay.
Sort of send a frequency out to all of them.
You put out a hail, and to your surprise, it is answered. Or maybe not to your surprise. Maybe Jane was expecting it.
Jane's not looking for a conversation here. Jane just very confidently into the mic. Hello, night fighters, or whatever the heck your name is, or something along those lines. If you continue this current course of action, we will kick your ass a 4th time. We kicked your ass on Skyline, we kicked your ass in Godspen, and frankly, we kicked your ass in the middle of space as well. You stand no chance at this right now. So continue if you wish to die.
Do you wait for a response, or do you just close the cut channel?
I don't know.
Are you going to force the last word, or are you going to leave it open? What would Jane do?
Jane will leave the comms over for a second just to see if anybody says anything bad.
Actually, we're the Furies, the Night Wishers, or somebody else.
The person who has accepted your hail is Katin Tempest, the second and largest of the Furies, this broad-shouldered, huge person. They don't say anything. They just take off their helmet and reveal a massive, furry, bat-like head underneath. And then they close the channel.
Oh
Scare
my
tactics.
God. Oh boy.
Jade's gonna roll a quick prowess resist.
Prowess?
Here. No, not prowess. Resolve. Oh, great! I have 3d6 on that. Oh wow, a 1, a 1, and a 2.
Woo.
Wow.
So
okay, that was meant to just be fun, but yeah, Jane keeps it internal, but is very spooked by that.
even this momentary sight, like it's just been too recent, the gorgeous axiom. You are confident in what you say and then just thrown one beat off step, right? Like that's all it takes for Jane. Melvin, you get to the helm with Pappy and Chaag. Are you going to stay in the gunner seat or are you going to depart once you decide to stop shooting?
I might as well stay and like wait for my shot.
Wait for an opening? Sure.
I'm not going to be able to do anything else unless they do a boarding crew.
Melvin, you reach the helm, jack into the console, start uploading the program that will open the jump gate. This will be a fortune roll, see how long this will take. So we're going to base it off of your hack, and because you are using kind of hidden data, I'm going to give you an extra die.
Oh, thanks, buddy. All right. 3.
3. Not great. It's gonna take some time to get this thing open. The program starts uploading. You can see the ancient technology of the jump gate begin to light up and power on. As you're approaching, the corvettes are approaching, the whales have started clearing out of the way. Chaag, you have a clearer shot if you want to take it.
Yeah.
Actually, this is going to be desperate standard because you have a clear shot, but they have a clear shot as well. So you're going to mark 1 prowess XP first, and then you can roll.
Ooh, 1 prowess XP.
Pappy, what is Pappy doing helm on the ship? Are you going to try evasive maneuvers?
Yeah, so I think as soon as like it becomes visible that the jump gate is starting to turn on, Pappy is immediately going to kick the ship into gear and start taking evasive maneuvers, maybe trying to like go with a pod of the whales a little bit to just try and like get some cover.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Go ahead and you're going to make your roll as well.
Yeah.
You have potency, not because this is a speed related roll, but because of your ship ability where you gain potency when you scramble or helm to avoid capture or run a blockade, this is kind of a mix of both.
Yeah.
We'll bump yours to, we're just risky standard, so risky great effect for that. Seth, what did Chaag get?
I rolled a 3.
Woo!
Oh no. So this time you don't hit whales, you make your shots. They hit they hit the corvettes.
I was gonna walk.
I know you were.
I was gonna walk.
They hit the corvettes, and your ship gun, the Scarab swivel gun, is just not powerful enough to bust through their shields. It just bounces off. You know, maybe if you disable them somehow or if you get closer, but from this engagement range, you just see the blaster bolts hit the shields and dissipate into energy. Meaninglessly.
We paid good money for those.
As a consequence of that, they're firing back at you. This time, again, the Scarab will take 2 ship damage. Actually, that was a desperate action. The Scarab is going to take 4 ship damage.
Ooh.
Yikes.
That we can resist with shields or
yeah,
resistance
I think
rolls.
we want to resist that.
We can do shields if we want, or you can do my thing.
All right, we're going to bump that down to 2 damage then, so you can decide where to put that. There is currently 1 damage marked in the engines from your afterburner use.
Can we resist that 2 damage?
The shields they're kind of like armor where they give you a free resist.
Yeah.
And just because of the severity of the consequence, I'm just bumping it down to 2 instead of nothing.
Let's damage the guns.
Damage the guns, damage the comms.
Yeah, because we have to take 2.
Yeah, I'd say the comms are the best.
You
bet.
don't have comms.
We don't have
to
comms.
damage.
We have to do hull and
thanks.
weapons.
Oh no.
Oh, I see. Okay, then hull and weapons. Let's keep those engines going.
Blaster bolts hit the top of the ship. You feel the shields like thrum and vibrate and then give out. And Chaag in the gunner seat, you are kind of rocked around Star Trek style as these ship cannons smash into the swivel cannon as well. Who did we leave off? Pappy, what was your result?
Yeah, I rolled a 5 on my helm.
All right, a 5, that's good. The consequence here, and you can resist, is not that the ship takes more damage. Your evasive maneuvers are sturdy, but the corvettes get into position and set up around the jump gate, making it much more difficult to get inside.
I would like to resist it.
Sure. How do you do that?
I would like to resist using insight in trying to basically, in the path that I'm taking, I want to kind of lure them further away from the jump gate. I'm trying to draw their attention away from the fact that the jump gate is being turned on.
I don't think they're not going to notice, but I think you can juke them into not prioritizing.
Right.
So go ahead and roll insight. I think that's a very clever.
Yes,
roll.
and I have 3 dice for insight. So let's see how this
Quick,
goes.
list lazily to the left.
I got a 4.
Okay, so you're going to take 2 stress.
Yep.
And the Corvettes do start to break position as one of them drifts away. They're on secured channel, so it's not like you can hear any of their communications. But just for the fun of it, we hear the voice come over the radio of Jaina Havocan that's like, "Tempest, what are you doing? Get back in position!" As communications seem to start to be breaking down.
Put your helmet on, you're ugly.
Taloo, Melvin, what are you guys doing? The jump gate's powering up, but you need to buy more time.
I was thinking of, is there anything I can do to help speed up the process? Or is that a locked...
Ooh. You could. I'm going to say that would be...
That could also be more Melvin's thing.
Sure, you can approach that from 2 angles, from technology and from mysticism.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to try and attune with the jump gate, you can try.
Yeah.
And that will be a risky position, but you're going to start at no effect because it is so much bigger and older than you.
I guess I'll push myself.
So 2 stress to get up to limited effect, and then maybe Melvin can set you up, or maybe you just roll at limited. Let's see, Melvin. Yeah, what did you want to do, Melvin? Because maybe this will help.
Well, first of all, how much slack do I have with my connection to the console to activate this warp gate? Like, am I on a wire or?
No. You
remote?
It's Wi-Fi. I was just
Oh, gotcha.
it's I just like that thing when robots like plug their finger into
I like
a socket.
it too. So that's why I wanted to know. Okay,
but the upload has started.
Gotcha.
Your finger detaches.
You just leave your finger in the console.
Gotta put your finger in for the antenna as the receiver.
I'm going to run to the vault as fast as I can.
The vault, okay, you do?
I was thinking, and when we first found the artifact, it was Melvin that was the first person to pick it up. And I hadn't really mentioned this at all because it never really came up. But as I was leveling up my playbook and stuff, I had taken the Doctor Strange feat, basically, for my class, which allows me to use my doctoring to handle artifacts and yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to try interfacing with the artifact to see if I can kind of use its power directly to enhance my own, key logging into this gate.
Sure, yeah. Yeah. I love that. Okay.
Good answer.
Wasn't that a great first plan that I totally came up with on the spot? I mean,
No, you use
good first plan.
use actual world knowledge. That was good because it's like an Azo artifact, right?
Plan A comes, always works out.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, the first plan.
No plan B.
Totally not the
No other
first thing I'd
plans
mentioned
about
at all.
anything.
The ability references studying or doctoring things, but I think in this case what you are doing is attuning to this artifact.
Okay.
I know you don't have dice in that, but you can push yourself for 2 stress, or you can spend a gamut, or both, or you can accept a chaos bargain.
Chaos.
Well, I'm going to use my starting ability where I can push myself to roll my doctor rating while performing a different action.
Right.
So kind of knowing how Taloo kind of creeps into that zone.
This is actually perfect.
I mean, see, it's kind of hard because how does a robot open its mind?
I'm gonna tell you what. I know
influence?
exactly how to phrase this for you.
Okay.
So why don't you just go ahead and roll, and I can narrate because I
Gotcha.
know exactly what this is.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 2 stress because it's a push.
Yep.
So let me do that.
It was a brain, but a biological computer.
All right.
You know?
Let's
Sure.
boogie.
Get you thinking.
So you get your extra die for doing that. So you're at 4 dice, and you may spend a gamut if you want, but don't.
My rolls were 1, 4, 6.
Yeah.
You have 4 dice. You might get a crit.
Oh, let's try it. Let's go for it.
Come on, crit.
One more.
Crit.
I think I like that crit.
Oh!
You
We
know
just
it,
added another
baby.
gambit.
Woo!
You touch the artifact, open the container it's stored in, and lay your hand directly on it. And the electricity flashes through your synapses, your little metallic neurons, and your purple eye shines gold for just 2 seconds. In that moment, you see everything that's happening in this SAR system right now as though you were an outside observer.
Ooh.
You can perfectly track the Corvette's positions and their plan of attack. You can see where Pappy is going to scrape against the edge of one of these spawning asteroids. You can see the jump gate and the code running through it, the power lines scaling up. And you realize something about this artifact as well, as you can feel Taloo's power coursing through trying to turn on the jump gate. you're a doctor. This should have been easy. This is an egg.
Oh my.
I knew it.
And then the energy winks out, and you have all that information stored. If you can start telling everyone how to use it.
This is an egg?
What kind of egg has corners?
Pappy, quick idea. I'm going to need you to roll the ship as fast as you can.
All right. You just
Start spinning.
Not right now. In 3,
well, you should have said
2.
that.
That's it. That's that conversation.
Do I still need to roll for my thing, by the way?
Yes. Melvin will bump you up. So we're at risky standard. So you're at a normal roll right now.
Are you right there with the artifact too?
So it was funny because I thought I was going to do this thing from the helm, and then actually that didn't happen. So I think I'm actually in the vault.
Okay, so you're there with Melvin. You feel this surge of energy. You're going to roll your attune.
Should I spend a gambit, team? I feel like I should spend a gambit.
Yeah, I mean,
Go on, spend that
Spend a
gambit. We
gambit.
just got
Use
one.
them or lose them.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You'll
Yeah,
crit
get your
again.
phone.
We'll get it back.
Yeah.
Seth will
And-
crit again.
As you roll,
Yeah.
Jane, what's Jane doing?
Jane gets up to the cabin and takes the wheel. It's time for Jane to shine. No, I'm joking. I don't have a huge amount
Yeah,
of
I know
ideas.
You
it's
could
tricky in
help
this
me out.
situation.
Yeah.
you're
What
getting
are
the
you
gunners?
doing again?
I'm doing very poorly trying to defend us and shoot
Trying
back.
to the gun.
Jane gives Chaag a back rub. I'll assist Chaag. I'll try and inspire them.
Okay, sure. We will need one more gunning roll as we get up to the gate. So
Okay. Jane runs over, looks up the ladder at Chaag. And Jane is on their way to the vault to go make sure that everything's fine there. And she just shouts up, Chaag, you'd do better if you actually shoot at them rather than shooting near them.
Oh, thanks, Jane. I never thought of that.
You got this, Chaag. I believe in you. And just keeps running.
Can't fucking believe this.
and yet, oddly, you feel more effective at your gunning.
Yeah, it's just spite now.
Jack's really into negging.
Exactly. It's
I'll
just
show you
demand
shooting.
avoidance.
I'll show you shooting.
Jane knows how to motivate.
Jane knows
Chaag.
how to neg.
Yeah, it's big, exactly. Jane, you run into the vault just as Melvin is coming off this high and Taloo is pushing out this energy, where she rolled a
6!
Yay!
awesome.
Yay!
Taloo, you reach out and try to extend your senses into this jump gate, which, as far as you knew up to this point, was just a big, technological artifact. But you do sense that there are mystical energies running through it. And as you feel this surge of energy from Melvin and the artifact, you suddenly realize something.
Oh.
The jump gate is a big circle,
Yes.
and you open your third eye, and the jump gate powers on, crackling lightning all across through the center of the ring. Pappy, I'm going to need one last roll from you to get us into that gate, and Chaag, one roll from you to defend us as well.
The way you
All
stack
right.
those, Melvin's first and then Taloo's, I thought it was going to be Melvin, egg, Taloo, incubator.
That's how it works, right?
It would be funny if they both had that burst of energy and they were egg.
Egg!
Jane arrives to just that both egg. Jane leaves.
So, Casey, this is I think based on the setup here, this is just risky standard because of the potency from the Scarab's getaway ability. You're basically running a blockade. You successfully kind of broke up their maneuvering, which is good.
So I went ahead and just rolled 3 dice, my standard helm, and I got another 5. A 2, 3, and a 5. I keep getting 2 fails and a success every time.
And Chaag?
I rolled 2 5s and a 3. I pushed myself.
5 and 5, you guys rocket toward the jump gate. You kind of get that they didn't realize you were going to fly directly at them. So, Chaag, you take the damaged swivel gun and make one last barrage of fire. The nearest ship, which you're not sure which one of the Furies is on board, but you chugga firing at them. It doesn't do a lot of damage to the ship, but it does kind of force them to alter their trajectory before they start taking heavy losses.
Mm-hmm.
Pappy, you sail past, kind of scrape, just barely avoiding with this roll from Melvin, this spawning asteroid, and get into the gate the second that the warp energies, the warp bubble forms, and the Scarab is blasted through into horizons unknown. You guys emerge from another crackling jump gate and see before you a solar system with one beautiful, bright yellow star. And the artifact starts screaming again.
The sun, the sun, the sun.
What do you guys do?
Does everybody hear it at this point, or is it still just Taloo?
That's a great question. In this system, everyone hears the screaming.
Ooh.
Well, it's not mania.
Oh my god.
Holy, what?
Oh no.
Taloo, I owe
you
you
were
a
serious?
huge apology.
Really annoying.
Yeah, I know.
You've been listening to this like nonstop since we got it on board.
Oh, it makes so much sense now.
Yes, absolutely.
How-
it has not stopped.
How did you not just hurl it into Annie's son?
I'm stronger than some people, I guess.
I mean, the sheer amount of floor wax I'm gonna need.
A little thing flashed on Jane. Jane will remember that.
You cool off the engines a little bit, bring her in a nice easy curve toward the sun. The jump gate powers down behind you.
Did Melvin ever share that this was an egg?
That was only like 30 seconds ago, so.
That's
Cool.
true.
Just making sure.
They tell us now. How could you keep that hidden from us?
So, I don't know, did we just shoot it out an airlock, or what are we doing?
I mean, we could, but
Yeah, just toss it out there.
Yeah.
Get rid of this rock.
we could.
Yeah,
Let's
Pappy,
destroy
can you bring us a bit closer? Not too close, but enough where we can
I'm pulling us
safely
as
eject
close
it?
as we can.
You get into a tight orbit around this star you don't know the name of, fly through kind of a coronal loop.
In the middle of the sun chanting, I guess I need to ask it. So, do you need me to come with you, or can I just...
The chosen one will go with you. But I'll protect you, don't worry.
Oh no.
You'll protect me?
I promise. As your friend.
Yeah, I gotta believe that's you.
A rock for a rock, yeah.
Am I speaking verbally at it? Because everyone can hear, I guess, or...
Well, yeah, we can all hear it now,
Yeah,
right?
right?
Yeah, you hear these responses,
Yeah.
whichever way you're speaking.
Wait,
Yeah.
chosen one? What is it talking about?
Yeah, that was a more recent update. I kind of feel like I'm holding it like a beach ball in my hands and
Mhm.
kind of like...
It's very warm right now.
Yeah. I expected that. And I'm just like rolling it in my hands like, yeah, that's a recent update. And then stops and looks at it and like, well, okay. Do I need a spacesuit, or is this like this just kind of a...
I'll protect you.
Okay.
If we open the airlock on you, the vacuum should eject you with enough force to get you there pretty quickly.
Just because I don't necessarily trust this thing, Pappy unhooks his suspenders, taking them off, and he's wearing some boxers underneath him.
Oh, good. You're
Hands the suspenders over to Taloo.
Little
might need
asteroids
this.
on him.
Taloo puts them on. They're like...
It's got space whale print.
Oh, perfect.
The suspenders are like 2 sizes larger somehow, even though I think you're skinnier.
No, I'm portly.
You're poorly? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right. So and then I guess powers them on. Spacesuit activated.
Tug the suspenders, spacesuit comes on, helmet deploys, and
Alright.
you are in the airlock.
All right, let's go.
Before that happens, like as you're going in the art, Jane will like stop you
Mm-hmm.
and it just look at you and says, "This is the path you want to walk, right?"
You know what, Jane? I don't got much else to live for.
Oh,
Oh my god!
Jane,
Oh,
I don't think
no.
Jane would know how to respond to that.
Mhm.
It just kind of looks, like nods her head, and it's just like, I understand. Well, we'll see you when you get back.
Roger that, Captain.
We'll hit the button to close the airlock.
the airlock cycles, the doors open, and Taloo, you clutch tight as the artifact, and you are flung into the vacuum of space.
Woo!
I think we should have tied something to her.
At this moment, a black Corvette jumps within spitting distance of the Scarab without the jump gate. You realize these ships are equipped with their own warp drives
Oh, how dare they?
and immediately clamps on the Scarab, boarding pod at the airlock. Pappy, you deploy your spider drones like half a dozen of these little spider bots all just go and form a circle around the airlock. You guys all know what's about to happen. What do you do?
Find a new pair of pants.
We don't got time for that.
Right.
Where does the airlock lead into? Is it just the hallway, or does it like lead directly into the cargo bay?
Probably the cargo bay.
I think Jane at least would direct everybody to as quick as they can. Like she knocks over like a crate or two, and they just make like a small something that they could basically hide behind and get ready to shoot from a barricade.
You guys set up cover. Chaag and Melvin, what do you do?
I'm trying to think of what to do in a flashback for this to try and prepare. But all of my flashbacks are like explosives.
I mean, they did this before. Like you could use that to prepare for this time.
I know. Like I'm wondering.
Set up some paint cans, Home Alone style.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Chaag has rigged Duke on a drawstring with a trip line.
Sure.
In just for like a boarding party in an airlock. And it's gonna get ready to just fire wildly into a crowd.
Got it. Sure.
Of a boarding party, and that's as good as I can really think of. But I'm trying to use this ready for anything playbook move.
Yeah.
When being ambushed, because we're being ambushed, you gain potency to all actions during a flashback, and your first flashback costs 0 stress.
So you set up all this gear and cover. 0 stress for that flashback. Melvin, what's your prep?
Now do I tie something to my body and jump off the ship?
What?
Do you want to stay on the ship? I think we got someone that's doing the off the ship thing.
Yeah, but does she have a way to get back?
That's not our problem.
I assume the artifact is going to help.
I think we leave that.
Also, she
for
has my
Rachel.
spacesuit.
Yeah,
That's Rachel's journey.
That's fair.
We have our own journey on this ship right now.
All right. If that's the case, then I guess I'm going to run back up to the helm just for additional piloting maneuvers in case we need.
Okay, you can just be ready. Taloo, you clutch the artifact as gravity takes you into the sun. This is a journey that would normally take a while, but something about this moment makes it happen almost instantly. And as you approach, you can feel the heat on your face, but you can also feel it being deflected away from you by this mystical energy that the artifact is projecting. And it has stopped screaming at this point. You just feel this radiant sense of contentment, like coming home after a long journey. Then you kind of stop existing. You are brought into the fusion happening in the core of this star.
Whoa.
And it's so bright that you can't see anything. It's so bright, it's dark. It's so dark, it's full of light. It's kind of hard to tell. And then you see the eye.
Oh, God.
What does it look like?
Ironically, no
an
eyes.
asteroid.
Looks
like an
actually,
asteroid.
first thing I thought of actually was what are like the depiction of like angels that are actually like very scary.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
like,
the
lots of
biblical
eyes
angels.
Be not afraid.
And, yeah, like that. Like that was the first thing I thought of. So
you see this
a lot of eyes.
glowing orb surrounded by swirling, spinning rings.
Yep.
Each of which is and has 1,000,000 eyes. And the orb is a giant eye and everything is seeing you. And it doesn't say anything. But I would like you, Taloo, to ask any one question about this universe you exist in.
God.
Wow.
I don't know.
As you see,
incredibly heavy.
As you see these images, you see a woman and her daughter clutching each other in the vacuum of space. You see a 3-eyed goat reaching for the stars. You see these squirrel sloth soldiers dropping their weapons as their sun goes supernova. And you see a shining spire reaching the horizon. What do you want to know?
It would probably be something in regards to this sense of purpose that people who finally or connect with the eye feel. So those people who go and they go on this grand mission because they've connected with the eye and feel some sense of purpose and their whole community weighs on them and they fail. Why did they fail? Why would someone fail if they have this ability? Is my question.
You see eons of travelers through the stars, touched by the eye, who can see beyond. And you've struggled with this all your life, not wanting this responsibility, at last accepting it. The eye chose you, the artifact chose you, all these other travelers through history. In this moment, in the heart of a star, you realize that the only thing that the eye offers is the power to choose yourself. And then the light gets too much, and you are forcibly and psychically ejected from the eye's presence. On the Scarab, 3 Furies enter the cargo hold, backed by a full squadron of these blackout troopers. You see on the left, Jaina Havocan, both hands intact. In the middle, Katin Tempest, who has come on without their helmet, but puts it on just to make sure Jane sees. And on the right, one you haven't seen before, but who is a bit shorter than Jaina, and has this kind of mechanical, spider-like arm or tail or scorpion tail kind of coming off of their backpack around their shoulder, who you understand is Petrovale. More spider bots skittered through into the cargo hold. Pappy's kind of moved to meet them. I would like all of you on the ship to just give me a final group roll to see how this last battle goes.
Can we zoom in on the spider bot battles? Like, oh, I'm gonna kill you!
Yeah, they're having full-on siege warfare in the spider ones, except that Pappy's
the
are all
spider
just
bots are rigged with explosives.
right. Pappy's are all just explosive, so like they just throw themselves at each other and explode, which creates this awesome like James Gunn kind of explosions just all around the cargo bay as everyone is firing at each other in the middle.
Also, the battle of fuel!
So this is a group roll, probably scrap, but I suppose we could make a case for scramble since you guys kind of took defensive positions.
Okay.
I could do scrap, but I'm rolling 2 and taking the lower.
Same
Yeah,
here.
that'd be me too.
If I do scramble, I get to at least roll 1 die.
Same.
Same.
If I roll scramble, it's just 2.
That's still
that-
great.
yeah,
Let's do scramble.
scramble.
Very great.
Scramble.
So this is not so much a fight, but more just you guys trying to hold out, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like they are bringing their full force to bear, and you just need to hold out until Taloo does whatever the hell she's doing.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll.
All right.
This is desperate standard.
That is a 5 for Pappy.
Good.
Rolling 5s today. I like it.
Desperate. Am I marking experience?
Everyone marks prowess XP.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Did you fail?
Roll a 4.
Oh, that's a success at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got 4 as well.
All right, we got all successes then because I got a 6.
Hey!
Okay, so no stress, and the roll is a full 6. You guys, this is a smuggler ship. It has secret hallways. You hold out for as long as you can. Spider bots explode, Chaag firing with Duke from around several corners.
Oh, I mean, Duke is in the tripline thing with the...
Yeah, that's what I mean, from several corners.
Oh, gotcha.
Several, you're around like 4 different hallways.
That boosted our potency, right?
Yeah. Pappy commanding his Spider Legion.
Blow
Go, my pretties.
Melvin at the helm, ready to take off. The Furies and their soldiers sweep through the ship, and then you hear this triumphant shout.
Oh.
Psychically in your heads. And you all look out the nearest windows as, flying by the outside of the Scarab, on a direct intercept course with the Corvette docked with you, as big as the Scarab,
What?
scales glinting iridescent in the starlight,
Oh my god, butterfly.
huge leathery wings propelling themselves through the vacuum,
It's a space dragon.
is a ship-sized space dragon
Oh, I was right.
Dang.
with Taloo riding the back of it.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Oh.
Taloo sweeps in, and Taloo, you tell me what this looks like.
Good question. Good question.
How
What
do
does this
you
look like?
how do you help your friends in danger?
I mean, it's as big as the Scarab, right?
Yeah, so still smaller than the Corvettes, but it is a ship's a star dragon.
Oh my god, it's like Fing Fang Foom.
I guess the biggest support would be, I don't know, because I can't go in the Scarab with the dragon, so I would probably get rid of the Corvette from the ship.
Sure, how do you do that?
God, I can only think of like the dragon's claws, feet claws.
Sure, it has those.
Just full hitting it from the side and just disconnecting it.
The dragon slams into the Corvette, wrenches it off its boarding clamps. The troopers left in the hold are sucked out through the hole in the side of the wall. And the three Furies are like maglocked to the ship, but they look around and are instantly like, oh, we lost, let's leave. And they, much like Jaina did a long time ago, allow themselves to be sucked out as well. Kitin and Jaina both have new sunblades.
Did you say they just put themselves out in space?
Yeah.
With my space dragon?
Yeah.
I would like to feed my dragon.
The mouth is just sitting there.
Yeah.
It's just right there.
Wait, food for thought. What is the breath attack
No, it's
of a
Furies
space
for
dragon?
thought.
Supernova?
Damn it, I've screwed that up. It's food for Furies. Furies are food.
But
I'm sorry.
but the way that I see this, I'm sorry to cut you up, but the way I see this is like the dragon hits the Corvette rips off the side of the ship. As that's happening, both Dragon and I look back up at the ship to see the Furies ejecting themselves from the ship,
Yeah.
pushing off the Corvette that's in motion that away, being away from the ship and flying back in the direction of them to do something about that.
Yeah, so the three Furies attempt to use the eye and their kind of built-in jetpacks to maneuver back to their ship. You chase after them, and let's just call this a fortune roll with 2 dice.
I mean, they're going back to their ship that we knocked off of.
Yeah, they're also flying through space, but like less cool.
At me
Yes.
with my dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I got you.
Yeah, okay.
Actually,
They're-
let's call this 3 dice.
I'm like, are they not intimidated by the dragon?
I don't know, they got black helmets on.
Ooh.
That's just
You
means
can't see their
face.
faces, I mean, that's all.
Oh, I was like, oh, they're black helmets. They're really scary.
He's put on a motorcycle helmet. You're like, I could do anything.
I got a 5.
That's how Pappy feels.
A 5?
Yeah, the 5 the max, yeah. I got 2 5s technically, but who's counting? Me. I'm counting.
The dragon snatches up Kitin Tempest in its mouth before Kitin can open their sunblade.
Oop.
The inside of the dragon's chest burns and fires this charged supernova breath, incinerating Jaina Havocan. Her sunblade drifts off into the void. Petravale manages to weave through the debris and slide back into the Corvette's airlock, which immediately powers up its warp bubble and jumps away.
I would love to have a little bit of a flashback.
Please?
So as we're all prepping for the Furies to burst into the Scarab, Pappy had said that he was going to get a new pair of pants. However, he went and had a little chat with Beck. And then we follow Beck, make their way to the cargo hold, and grab a whole bunch of detonators.
Mm-hmm.
And as the Furies are working their way through the ship, Beck floats on into the Fury ship and drops a bunch of detonators. And as the Fury ship warps off, Pappy holds up a trigger and just clicks it.
You, for a second, don't hear anything. The ship, as it's hitting its warp bubble, half of it explodes, and the other half continues jumping.
Ooh.
And you realize you have just sent several detonators worth of exploded ship hurtling through space at faster than light speed.
That should probably be fine.
Good.
Hell yeah.
You're gonna make someone have a very bad day,
Classic.
but no one nearby.
By the eye, I hope they earned it.
Chaag gazes out into this view of that terrible, awesome explosion and like power.
Almost like an aurora in space.
He gets super misty-eyed. He looks at Pappy and Beck. And, that was beautiful.
I learned from the best buddy, and he goes to give Chaag a hug.
Aww.
Taloo, you reboard the ship, and as you guys are kind of patching up the hole in the hull and trying to get out of here as quickly as possible, the dragon flies around in front of the Scarab and psychically says to all of you,
Thank you, new friends. I am born.
and as you guys all stare out as this massive star dragon, and through wreckage of the Fury's final attempt to destroy you,
We said we'd kick their ass again.
we slam to black on the final episode of Scum and Villainy, Into the Whalestrom.
Yeah! All right.
Woo, great job, Jonas. Such a good job.
Thank you all for joining
Let's
us.
do some downtime and some XP.
downtime.